I know that I've lost a lot of money, and I thought that I was in the tank so many times. But now when I lose money, I know that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. I know. The beliefs are you are capable. You're capable no matter what, no matter where you come from, no matter how dumb you think you are, or if you have a learning disability. I don't even believe in learning disabilities, honestly. I'm willing to surrender, not sacrifice. You know, I don't want to sacrifice anything in my life. I don't want to sacrifice my body. I want to surrender. I want to give. I have no experience. I have no experience is a huge one. You know that. A lot of clients, they're like, but I don't have experience. I'm not an expert. Who defines you as being an expert? Who?
I feel the biggest pain when I see people who cannot find their place under the sun. Unmotivated, sad and desperate people. Business owners, entrepreneurs suffering from burnout, stress and boredom and no time for their family. My biggest goal is to help them realize that this world provides enough opportunities for everybody. I managed to help thousands of people, but I strongly believe that we can do so much more if we unite our knowledge and skills. And this is the reason I started doing interviews with the best visionaries and world changers. Their inspiring personal and success stories are a proof that everything is possible. All you have to do is listen and learn. Together, we can change our lives and the future of this world. Hello everybody, this is Warrior Family and I am Smillion Mori. I know that you are all here because you want to live and create a life worth living, but in order to do this, we have to do something about it. And my goal within this show is to bring you guests, their hacks, mindsets, strategies, systems that can help you build a life and create the life worth living. And today I have a special guest. His name is Meyers. He is the owner of the Create You agency, established influencer with over 2.5 million followers, former college football athlete, YouTuber, and bodyweight fitness expert. The current focus is to develop profitable businesses and softwares for others online. Hello, Brendan.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to my show.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. When I read your introduction, and I thought that you are around 37, 30, 38, but you're only
26.
26.
I usually don't mention my age because I feel age is just a number. It really is. Yeah. But yeah, I've been around the block, you could say, up till now. So I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so let's start with your family.
Yeah.
You have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother. He owns a chain of gyms on the East Coast of the United States. I also have a sister. She works with inner city school kids in Washington, D.C. I'm just so grateful to have them as siblings. And then my father is an executive of a multi-million-dollar business and doing great there. And then my mother, she's been supporting my growth and everyone's growth in the family and really instilled a lot in myself. So my family is, I'm grateful to have them.
Where did you get this entrepreneurial spirit?
My father. Yeah. Yes, every single morning, and this is something I've never shared before, except for just a few weeks ago with my own father, but he would wake up every morning at 4:30 a.m. Incredible. And he would go to the gym. So that's where I got my fitness drive from. And then he would go to work. He also owned his own businesses. And I would wake up, when he would wake up, open up the crack of the door and watch him every single morning for years and years and years, since I was a little kid. And he didn't know that, nobody else knew that, but that's where I got my drive. And I knew that even when I was younger that I had a briefcase in my hand and one of the pictures with him, and I was like, this is something that I want to do. I want to inspire somehow and develop something for myself and other people.
He owns a business? What
Yeah,
kind?
so
What
he
kind?
used to own multiple businesses. He worked in the industry of so there was like baseball figurines and specific type of bean bags, like through sports and everything. And so he was one of the first to ever introduce that to the scene. And then now he's just running a business, Toyota Nationwide Lift Trucks, which is a multi-million-dollar, really, really big company that's extremely established from my great uncle who founded it.
So what did he teach you about life that you can be grateful for?
Man, he taught me to always put other people on the same side of me at every point in my life. So I'm never first, but I'm never last either. And so take responsibility for myself, but also take responsibility for people around me. And he showed that through supporting financially for other people. He was always there at my games, my sporting outings, and everyone else in the family. So I always understood that, hey, if I'm going to be someone that's influential, I have to go in my father's footsteps in a way of being just one with everyone around me. And that's really it. Like, he just instilled that mentality of, hey, we're all the same. And it's just,
so even though he was busy, he didn't miss your sport events?
No. Wrestling, college football, everything, baseball, soccer. If I played tennis, I played every sport known to man. Not known to man, I mean, the majority. I mean, American sports.
So you play soccer?
I did play soccer, football for 2 years. And he was always there. And that's something that I struggled with, even up to being 26 years old, is showing up in a different way. And I've always just showed up just to be there. And just recently I started to really connect on a deeper level with people around me and my goals and my aspirations and everything. And it's just helped elevate my entire life. Yeah.
What did you learn from your mother?
Be, number one, grateful. 100%. We were never given anything. You have to work for what you have, and what you do have. Sometimes you are provided really great opportunities. Be grateful for those opportunities. Number one. Number two is care for others like you would care for yourself. It's so important. And number three is just to be you. And that's it. And never worry about what any other person's saying about you. I'll run around at a club and dance. I won't drink anything with a shirt off for all I care, you know. I'll do what I feel is just bringing me fulfillment and happiness. And that's what I really learned from my mother.
From mother?
Yeah.
She's also entrepreneurial?
No, stay-at-home mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
She has to.
Yeah. She's just really caring. You know, she's there. She's always there. She's there for you when you need her most. You know, so that's so important to me. And me showing up for other people, that's kind of where that came from as well. Just, you know, not an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur as a stay-at-home mom. I feel like that's a huge job. With 3 kids.
With 3 kids.
Crazy kids. And one really crazy.
Huge job.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you do in school?
I didn't do bad in school. I was a B+ student. I'm not sure how they do it everywhere else in the world, but in the United States, you know, A, B, C, D, F. You don't want to be an F. But yeah, I was A student. Going into college, I kind of slacked my freshman year as a collegiate football player, but I took my exercise physiology degree very, very seriously. And yeah, I started to get A's and B's all the way through. So it wasn't too hard for me. I didn't like it, but you got to do what you got to do, you know?
So how did you get into the fitness?
Yeah, so watching my father, I was actually at one point 119 pounds. I was a professional gamer back when I was 14, 13 years old, had acne all over my face, and it was like I was really depressed at that point in time. And I was always an athlete growing up, and I knew that I needed to take the next step in my own life. If I ever wanted to feel true fulfillment and happiness in my life, just get to the gym, work out, and go play football in high school. And I did, and that's kind of where I was like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, hey, if I want to be something in my life, I can't just sit in a room and play video games for 8 hours a day. Yes, that's a career in itself, but it wasn't for me. And that's where I took the next step.
It's not so common that guys your age, they start with a business. When did you start with the business?
Yeah, so I actually decided to leave football. My dream was to play in the National Football League. My coach told me to look behind me when I quit. He said, look, you're starting. Look at who you could have been. And I knew at that moment in time that that's not who I wanted to be. And so I pursued YouTube, social media. I grew 1 million in 6 months on Facebook. And 50 million view video here, 10 million here, ab workouts, and I started becoming very unique in my style. I'm 200 pounds, I'm doing handstands on pull-up bars, I'm doing backflips, I'm lifting crazy weights and stuff. And so for the first 2.5 years, I really wasn't doing the business side of I wasn't making money. I wasn't making money. I was just growing.
You were just famous.
Yeah, I was famous, quote unquote. And it's because of specific strategies I put in place and things that I don't really share too often, but I'm going to be writing a book about it eventually. And that's where it all started. And I took off about 3 years in. I recognized that, hey, I need to make some money. Like, I can't be doing this.
How many years ago?
This is about 4 years or 4.5 years ago when I really
22.
started to take the next step in making money.
So what were the first steps that you?
Well, the first step, I just released workout programs, and I put them online for $17.99, $17.99. I thought 99 cents was like the perfect thing. The magic right. number. And then a bundle for $67.99. It sold. I made like $7,000 to $10,000 per month. Actually, like $4,000 to $10,000 per month. And I was doing it for a while, and I didn't really understand. I just put links like in random places, like under my Facebook videos, and I was like, hey, buy my workout programs. People bought them, but it wasn't until I met someone that was a mentor to me, but also a partner to me, when I launched my second ever business called Be Cut Fit. And that was when, like, the first week or the first 4 days, I made $42,000. And that was kind of like an eye opener for me. I was like, wow, I can make money and I can inspire and help people. And even though my first company tanked and I lost $10,000 and then $28,000 for an app, I knew that, hey, there is a way, and I just need to figure it out and be strategic on creating that future from that point.
So what happened with app?
Yeah, so jumping the gun. You talk about being impulsive. I am one of the most impulsive people you could meet. I get things done very quickly. I've been video editing for 7 years. I'll film something, edit it before someone can blink an eye. And so back then I thought, hey, app. How can I create an application that everybody can use? And I didn't sit down, and I wasn't strategic about it. Okay. So I hired a company, paid them $27,000, half up front, half like halfway through. Wasn't thinking, wasn't business oriented at all at that point. And I wasted, well, I wouldn't say waste, because I learned a valuable lesson from that. But I spent $27,000 and I never released it. It was just sitting there, code
Why?
Just sitting there.
Why?
It was horribly made. It took a year to make. It was supposed to take 3 months. So it was nothing I was looking for, And so when you get smacked in the face like that, especially at such a young age and being so new to the business scene and the entrepreneurial scene, I thought that, okay, maybe I can't make money. All it is that I can be doing is making YouTube videos and social media content. And then I met a mentor to me back then.
Somebody told you that you are daddy's son?
Yeah. Daddy's son?
Yeah, you know what it means. In my country, they say, he is the daddy's son.
Yeah. Well, they say I'm a mama's boy.
A mama's boy.
As well.
What
but
does it mean?
A mama's boy is you kind of find a lot of comfort in your mother, and you have a lot of qualities from your mother. But I believe that we have qualities from both sides for sure. And I have the entrepreneurial spirit from my father and the drive. I work like extremely hard. I'm working all day, every day for my aspirations and my goals and everything that I have. And then from the mother side is the caring, the level of care and love and compassion and vulnerability and authenticity that carries me. So,
what advice would you give to some young people that want to start a business? They are afraid. Their excuse is they don't have money, they don't have enough skills, but they have maybe passion. They have great body like you have.
Right. I would say, number one, just go. Just do it. You know, a lot of people say you need smart work before you have hard work. I actually think it's the other way around, because if you can be as smart as you want and you can put things together as many times as you want, but in the end, if you don't know how to push through those failures, and you don't know how to push through times that are tough, you're going to fail, whether you're smart or not. And that's how it goes. And you need both. So number one, just when you have an idea, just run with it. Number two, expect failure and embrace failure. That's so big. I know that I've lost a lot of money, and I thought that I was in the tank so many times. But now when I lose money, I know that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. I know there's something, there's a lesson. You know, just recently, I had one of the biggest launches I ever had. And I came from losing everything. Just being able to use my legs. I had herniated discs. I tore my shoulder in 4 places.
What happened?
Yeah, I just went through a crazy part in my life, you know, like a tragic part in my life. And I believe everybody needs to experience something like that. Maybe not the same as me, but you know, I had surgeries, all these different things in 6 months. I lost everything, and I was laying on the ground thinking I was dying every day for 8 months. And so being in that state, I still had the mentality of, hey, there's something there. There's something, like there's a reason why this is happening. And then I came back to California from Florida, and I launched my business, and everything took off from there. And when you have a tragedy, it's the complete opposite. You end up seeing the peak of the mountain, and it's forever from there.
How do you feel?
I feel amazing. You know, I have 3 words that represent me. I'm a loving, compassionate, grateful man, and I take a lot of pride in that. I now connect with people on a whole different level. I'm so grateful to be living, and I'm grateful to have my businesses, and I'm loving. You know, I'm willing to surrender, not sacrifice. You know, I don't want to sacrifice anything in my life. I don't want to sacrifice my body. I want to surrender. I want to give. You know, I don't want to just let go of. I want to give. And so, anytime I'm in this setting or anything, you know, my main statement is really just, what would you attempt to do if you could not fail? And that's it. Like, what would you attempt to do? And that's what I want to bring to the world, and bring a vision to the world that you can accomplish anything. Even if you fail in business, even if your father abandons you, your mother abandons you, a best friend betrays you, backstabs you, business partner takes money from you, whatever it is, you can accomplish the things that you want. It's just a matter of staying focused and understanding that everything that comes to your life, that punches you, is a lesson, and that's it.
So you are slowly moving from being a personal trainer to being a coach, business coach? Or?
Yeah, so so I was a personal trainer at one point. I was also a valet. I was also working at Dick's Sporting Goods, which is like a little sporting place. And I was selling workout programs, custom meal plans, and supplements and apparel online for a long time, for years. And that was kind of my job. So a personal trainer online to the masses, thousands of people, tens of thousands of transformations. And yes, I'm still doing that. It's a business still, of course, and it's helping people. But now I'm moving into the Create You agency and the Creative Fitness Academy, which are 2 of my prized possessions that I'm also partnering with someone else in. And it is a way to bring development and growth and strategy to other entrepreneurs and people that are enthusiasts in maybe the fitness space or anything else that want to develop their own business, that want to experience the time and financial freedom that you and I see every single day. You know, it's an incredible feeling. I want everybody to experience that. So yeah, we've combined incredible groups of high-end influencers, 13 of the top experts, and that's what we're engaged in now.
So what would be some of the first steps to start an online business?
Absolutely, 100%. Learn about your story. If you don't know your story, then you can't possibly have longevity in the business that you're developing. I mean, a lot of people, they go into launching businesses for the acute, you know, for the short term, maybe financial gain or popularity, but things die out. Instagram dies out. Facebook dies out, Snapchat dies out, things die out. So if you have a brand or a business or a service that's developed around kind of who you are and what you represent and everything that you've been through, it won't die. It'll only grow because other people that are supporting it and are your clients and are your customers, that's big time. That's where kind of things take the next step in your business long term.
Okay, so create the story. Be aware of your story.
Yes.
What about technology?
Technology, use as little amount of applications as possible.
What do I mean by that?
So applications, so for instance, and I'm not sure if that's the question that you're asking, but when I think of technology, I think of, okay, use social media and use all these different things.
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought,
Okay, so I'll adjust my answer to that. So my recommendation is to just be unique and post consistently across social and really build up an email list. Like an email list is so strong. And just use all these social platforms. You know, some coaches, they say only use one, only use Instagram. You know, here's the thing. There are different types of people on different types of platforms.
Absolutely.
On YouTube, they're more diehard. If you release a product, they're more likely to buy. They're more engaged. Instagram, it's quick. You know, you have to think it's just a thumb and you double tap.
Swipe.
Yeah, you swipe. And so my thought is with technology, there's always going to be something new that's arriving to the scene, like Instagram TV, for instance, right? That came in and we don't know if it's going to just fizzle out and die. It could have a huge spike. We don't know. And so whenever something new comes out, just copy that content that you're using on other platforms and just put a little spin to it and add it everywhere. Because if you are hitting people from every single angle, what are they going to do? They're not going to run from you. They can't. You know, they're going to eventually embrace you and either invest in your business or support your business and what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. So which social media channel is the most profitable for you?
The most profitable, man, there's been, over the years it's changed. So Facebook, organically, it used to be. No longer. Organic.
How many followers do you have on Facebook?
1.5 million. And it's horrible.
And the reach?
The reach, the reach is down. Oh yeah. I barely even post on there because it's so, it's not a great source of income.
Suki wants you to pay.
Yeah, right? And so Facebook ads is really big for me and my businesses. I have a Facebook group of 16,000 people. That was also big for me. It's kind of dying down a little bit. Youtube used to be even bigger for me.
How many subscribers do you have?
800,000.
Oh,
wow. And then Instagram is my biggest now, biggest revenue generator. But for me,
how many followers on Instagram?
Over 350,000.
20,000.
Yeah. And so what I see the most amount of money coming through is not so much the organic and not so much the paid either. I know it sounds confusing, but you have organic, you have paid, and then you have lead gen sources, right? So there's specific tactics where you contact other people and get them interested in asking you for your service. And so that's one way that I go about my businesses, and also working with other brands and. You know, because I don't want to be on social media taking photos of myself for the rest of my life. You know, I want to be on stage. I want to help other people build their businesses and essentially impact the lives of 1 billion people. And that's one of my visions.
This is your goal.
Yeah.
When did you start your YouTube channel?
Started my YouTube channel close to 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago.
How did it grow?
I funneled everybody into my YouTube. So I started with fitness motivation pages on Facebook, made a lot of partnerships with people from India that were developing fitness pages. Nobody knows this. This is the first time I'm explaining it. But I've worked with them, and then I funneled people into a fitness motivation page, grew that to 150,000. And then I took that fitness motivation page and I pushed people to my personal page. And then I started partnering with these other Indian individuals and pushing people to that page, and then I moved them all to YouTube.
What did you do with these Indians?
It's very strategic, but I kind of narrowed down. I took a huge list of pages on Facebook that were fitness oriented, so niche oriented. And I found out which had the best engagement, which were posting the most often, and I got in contact with the owners of these pages through my own little route that I took. And I built relationships with them, and then I would pay $5, $10 per shout out to build my own fitness motivational page. And then from there, I would shift everybody to my own page. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so social, it's just a lead gen. It's a lead gen source for me, and that's how I grew my YouTube. And I was growing 1,000 subscribers every single day, and that's how I got to 800,000. So it was it's been a fun ride, and I've been able to experience videography, photography, email marketing, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, like the whole shebang. I know across the whole board. I wanted to. Graphic design. I wanted to learn everything.
So you know everything. You do it by yourself, or
no?
You have a team?
So I've had teams in the past, and they were great help, and they really impacted my life and my businesses in a different way. But I really take a lot of pride in learning a lot of the things on my own, and also from partners around me. And I actually have one partner in the Creative Fitness Academy, incredible guy, and we work great hand in hand. And his name's Este, and we work with copy and everything together. And so it's cool because I can run operations with him, and I can also run operations in other businesses and understand how to hire out and what is kind of a rip-off and how long things actually take for the content calendar and all those type of things. So it just makes it easier, I think, to run businesses. And yeah.
Absolutely. What are some of the products you would recommend to people that are starting online?
Products.
Young people, yeah.
So this is tough because one of the reasons why I developed the Creative Fitness Academy, which is a course that teaches you Facebook ads, email marketing, everything. I mean, brand development, content creation, A to Z, like the whole shebang. One of the reasons why I developed that and partnered with somebody to do that is because I feel like all these other products and courses online, although many of them are great in nature of just one thing, like Facebook ads. I mean, I spent $3,000 on a Facebook ads course and made $40,000 the next month from it, which is great. But they lack all the other components to run a profitable and long-term business. And so that's why I developed the Creative Fitness Academy, is because there's not really much out there like that. So my suggestion for people is, yes, take in the free knowledge and start pushing and working towards everything on your own at first for just a small amount of time, but you need to invest in something. Whether that's a coach like yourself, coaches are powerful, right? But you must also learn the different parts of the business. Management's big. How do you even hire people? How do you even scale? Like if you make $100,000 in your first year, how do you scale that? Do you want to make $100,000 for just 1 year and then make $20,000?
Disappear.
No. You need a coach. You need to invest in a coach, a mentor, but you also need to invest in a product. For me, I'm like, hey, Creative Fitness Academy because I'm so passionate about it, but something in that sense, yes.
You have coaches?
For the Creative Fitness Academy?
Yeah.
No. So I partnered with 13 other experts. Individuals like Matt Ogus, he's a landmark in the fitness industry. Brian Acosta, Nick Bear, Josue Pena, who's an Instagram guy with 150 million Instagram network, 300 million now. Matt Pashak, who runs a huge Facebook ads agency. John Cristani, who makes 3 to 5 million a year on YouTube ads. And so I took all of these individuals and I put them into one course that teach. You don't need coaches in this sense. What you need is to go through everything. It's step by step, organized fashion, so you know how to brand, you know how to market research, you even know the legal. I brought an attorney in. You would like that. I brought an attorney in.
That's nice,
and teaches all of that. So it goes from step one, who are you? What are your goals? Why do people even like you being around, right? Because if you don't know why people like being friends with you, then how are you supposed to know how to approach a client or a future customer? So that's the gist of it. That's the short explanation of it. But it's one of my pride and joys. Like it got me out of the dumps, and I thought of the idea, and I was like, I have to do this. This is powerful.
You said you have a goal to impact 1 billion people.
1 billion people.
when did you hear about goal setting for the first time in your life?
I played football, American football.
Yeah.
So when you talk about American football, everything's goal setting. It's, you have a goal to beat this team by this day. You have a goal to run this speed in a race. You have this goal to jump a certain height. The weights, everything. So for me, it was when I was 14 years old. It's when I looked at myself in the mirror, acne all over my face, 119 pounds. I remember I was wrestling and my coach said I would never be anything. I would never be a college football player. I'd never be a high school football player. I was too small. I was too weak. That's when I started setting goals. I was like, there's no way that this guy is going to tell me that I can or cannot accomplish something. There's no way. Even though I was weak at that point, I was so strong and I didn't even realize it. And that was my first step in to goal setting.
Do you read some personal development books?
I have in the past. Awaken the Giant Within.
Yeah.
That was great by Tony Robbins. The One Thing was a great book. 10X by Grant Cardone. I have a connection with him, and it's you know, I've dabbled with some books, but now I've been doing different courses and trainings like MITT, which is a mastery in transformational training, and I've been going through that, and it's powerful.
What is this about?
It's all about really bringing your vision to life and connecting more with people and bringing all of your past into fruition and understanding why you do what you do and why we have an ego and why we are holding ourselves back in so many different areas of our lives. And I've been able to bust right through it, and now I'm connected with people like I've never been. You know, I was on a sales call yesterday and a young man was very emotional. And I was calm, and it's one of the first times in 7 years that I really had goosebumps and I felt the connection of someone transforming their life and trusting that they had something in them to take the next step with their business. And it felt so much to me. It felt so much. And because of this MITT, that is what got me to be able to connect and to be able to be compassionate and feel that loving side of the sales process. And I think that's so important, and we miss out on that. We miss out on, why do we do what we do? Why do we impact the people around us? Why do we want to impact 1 billion people in our lives? You know, what's one of your goals? What's one of your goals? Like, it could be to help 100 entrepreneurs make 7 figures. Why? You know, there's a connection there. What if every single person that bought something from you was impacted and transformed because of you and because of your company and because of your business and your strategies? That is, I think, the power and the vision of this world. And that's what MITT kind of instilled in me and got out of me from being a kid.
Nice, nice. Still a kid.
I'm still a kid. I am. I'm still a kid.
I like it.
I am.
You call yourself a kid. When do you go to bed?
When do I go to bed?
Yeah.
I'm very strict.
Yeah, really?
Oh, I'm very strict. Yeah.
I wouldn't say for your friend.
Yeah, right? No, he.
Am I right?
No, he's a little bit more on the wild side, and he likes to enjoy. His name's Este, incredible guy. But for me, you know, for my whole life, I went to sleep between 9:30 and 10, and I woke up very, very early. Got 8 hours of sleep no matter what. If I didn't get 8 hours of sleep, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, it's brain fog. And so I got out of whack for about a year recently because I was, you know, like I said, I was sick. I was going through a lot of different things in my life. And now I'm really, really structured. So I go to sleep around 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I wake up, you know, 8 hours later or even more, 8 to 9 hours later. I always have my sleep. I think it's important for your business. I think it's important for your health, obviously. I think it's important for your relationships and the connections that you can make with people.
And then when you wake up?
I wake up around 6 a.m., maybe a little later, 6 to 7 a.m. And I'm also boxing now, so that's something that I'm engaged in. So yeah, that's, I'm very strict. I also have a chef that cooks for me.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I pick up my meals from her. Michelle, she's incredible. Beautiful, amazing food. And nutrition to me as well is just so important. It's so important. And once you're able to invest in yourself, I believe with a chef, if you can ever afford meals, do it. That's time. That's time that it takes out of your day to really build your business and to build your vision and bring everything to life. And so I do that with everything. You know, boxing, I have a trainer. Food, I have a trainer. I work with Eric Cressy for my workouts. You know, yes, I can develop my own training systems all day and I can get stronger, but why take the mental capacity of doing that, even though it comes second nature to me, when I could be working with someone that's a strength and conditioning coach that can help me with my boxing. It can help me with different areas, you know?
So kickboxing or boxing?
Just boxing, yeah.
How did you get into boxing?
So I was actually watching a young man named Artemis, and he owns a business called Golden Aesthetics. And so that's one of the ways that I started working with him. And then also in the past, a long time ago, I started watching some kickboxing. I was always interested in how people were taking hits, and they were badass. I was like, this is incredible. These guys can just take everything, and like, I wanted to be able to have those cojones, the balls, to get into a ring and do that. And so I actually sparred with a professional UFC fighter, you know, and his name's Charles Rosa, and he whooped me, like smacked me in the face, and he was playing around. Yeah, in a couple minutes, and I was like, this is remarkable. And so yeah, I was like, about 3 months ago, I was like, this is what I need to, I'm so passionate about this. And when they say this shit ain't easy, like that's a phrase in boxing. Yeah. It is not easy. It is hard.
It's not just physical.
Oh no, it's mental.
Yes.
And that's what I love. It helps with my business.
To think, yeah.
Techniques, like it's the flow, it's the mastery, it's what's gonna happen next. How are you planning for 3 rounds down the line? Your conditioning, you know, like, it's great.
It's a new toy for you.
It's a new toy. It's great because you get to, especially when you have something that you're passionate about on the outside, you get to kind of, all that energy that's built up in the businesses, you know, you're so like go. It's like release. You know, you need either meditation or you need a sport or an event or whatever it is to let go of all that tension to kind of just, you know, be able to make room for growth, especially with your business.
How old are your clients in general?
Oh man, they could be
young, huh?
Yeah, they could be. There's some that are 16 years old that are starting their own businesses.
Really?
Yeah, 16 years old. And then there's individuals all the way up to 65 years old, 70 years old.
How would somebody that is 65 listen to a guy that is 26?
It's my passion. It's my passion and how focused I am and my vision. You know, when I've inspired a lot of individuals that are older, and they see what I'm doing, and it's something that they lack. You know, a lot of people lack vision. They lack the passion. And when they see it in someone else, and they're just so focused on it, and they won't let go of anything until they accomplish it, I think it empowers them, and it drops their ego as well. Especially if I'm a fitness guy and I'm helping someone with their physique and everything, it allows them to open up a little bit more and be like, hey, so what do you know about business? Because I've been doing your ab workouts for a while. I trust that. So it's bringing that trust. And then it's like, next step, okay, so you trust me with fitness. Do you trust me with your business? And they're always like, yes, I do.
So you mentioned vision and passion. What are some other traits of successful
authenticity?
People, yeah.
Authenticity, 100%. If you cannot be authentic and be true, not true to other people, true to yourself, how do you believe that you can build something that's so long-term? You can't. It's a roadblock. You're going to be running into a wall, a brick wall, the rest of your life because it always catches up to you. You know, if you're not doing something that you're passionate about, that's authenticity and passion comes hand in hand because your passion lies within your authenticity. So that's number one. Number two is vulnerability. You have to be willing. You have to really be willing to let go, to see that you're wrong, to take the step when you know, courage. You have to take the step when you really don't think you can. It's like jumping out of a plane. You know, what about the first person that had a parachute and landed? You know, the first person that flew the plane and it was like double thumbs up. You know, they had so much courage. And so definitely vulnerability, authenticity, and courage Surrender.
Vision, passion.
Vision, passion.
What about the beliefs that you would like to transfer to young people?
The beliefs are you are capable. You're capable no matter what, no matter where you come from, no matter how dumb you think you are, or if you have a learning disability. I don't even believe in learning disabilities, honestly. I just recently read a book about memory, and this guy, I can't even recall, isn't that funny? I can't recall about the book that's about memory. I can't even recall specifically what his name is, but he was diagnosed with a learning disability. He was the dumbest in his class growing up his whole entire life. Through high school, he almost got kicked out of school because he just, even in his learning disability classes, he just couldn't learn. And then he ended up being, like, placing in the top 3 of having the best memory in the entire world. There's some competition for it. Top 3. He could remember everything. And he just trained it. He worked at it. And so that's my belief that I want other people to carry, is that if you train towards whatever you want, you can be successful and you can do the impossible. And the impossible, that's where courage comes into play, you know? And the other belief is just like, you just know there's something that's gonna come from it. You just know. Like, whether it's good or bad, there's gonna be something, there's gonna be a lesson that will be able to transform and blossom into something that's going to empower you and make the impact that you want. Especially if you have a vision. Your vision will come to life.
Your brother and sister, they're older than you?
Yes, yes. Brother's 2 years older than me, or a year and a half, 2 years. My sister's 3.5, 4 years older than me. So
they're also in some kind of business, or?
No, so my brother, he owns 3 gyms on the East Coast of the United States. It's a barbell center, so it's like powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and stuff like that. That's something that I also learned as well in the past. And then also, my sister is the inner city school teacher. So she's more of a teacher. She impacts people's lives and the visions of young, males and females or kids that come from troubled households. I'm talking about gangs and a lot of violence and drugs and jail and prison, like that type of stuff. And so it's almost like we all empower the world in some way. My brother in a different way within fitness, powerlifting, and Olympic lifting. Sister small with the kids, and myself more on the mass and the grander scale.
How well did you get along?
How do we get along? That's an interesting dynamic. With my brother specifically, I went through a lot of different things as being the youngest, and I was always last. I was always feeling like I wasn't loved, and it really hurt me. And so that's actually something that I'm working through now, where I'm developing that relationship to be even stronger. Yes, we love each other, but it's that connection, right? It's that love that we truly need to empower each other and be in each other's lives much longer. And so that's kind of the connection there.
So you had this feeling that you are not loved enough from your dad?
Not from my dad. I always knew I was loved. I always knew I was loved from my mother, but from my brother. And that's something I've never shared on social media. I've never shared on anything. But I recognize that it's so, he played such a huge role in my life. He did. And me, getting picked on growing up, and I was a smaller kid when I was growing up. Not anymore. Now I'm like 200 pounds, I'm 6 foot. I'm like, yeah, empowered. But when I was young, I was the smallest kid. He was a couple years older than me, which means he was growing earlier than me. So he could overpower me. He could make me feel a certain way. And yes, he brought a lot of love to me. But to me, I felt bullied. I felt all those negative characteristics that you really feel when you're a younger brother. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I love him to death. I do. But there's a lack of connection there that I'm developing, and it's going to be flourishing, and it's going to be incredible. I know it. I see the vision, and that's it. It's clear.
Your father told you that he loves you?
Yeah, but it wasn't always like, I love you. He showed me in different ways. And so there's always been a block in my family of that, of really connecting with, I love you. I truly love you. And getting emotional over it, It's like we were never the family that was like, I love you, bye. It was like, talk to you later, bye. And that plays a huge role. Words of affirmation, that's one of my love languages. What do you know? And it's because I feel like I lacked that for so long. You know, and yes, I know my mother loves me. She tells me, you know, but my father, he shows it in different ways. We all show love in different ways and connection. And when we can be vulnerable, that's where the vulnerability comes into play with very empowering leaders. That's when we can grow our businesses and our relationships and everything.
Do you have any productivity hacks, like in terms of using some technology tool? Because you're so young.
Yeah.
I would like to pick up something.
So I would say if you're ever going to edit anything, for any videos or anything, use Final Cut Pro, number one. The quickest and easiest way to edit, for sure. People say Adobe Premiere Pro,
Adobe,
whatever. Final Cut Pro.
I heard about Mojave or...
I don't even listen to any of that stuff. Final Cut Pro. I'm just like, Final Cut Pro, if the company fails, which it never will, then so be it. But I'm Final Cut Pro all day. That's number one. Number two, snag it on your computer. So like anything, if you ever need to capture anything, audio, anything like that, snag it's great. It's like a screen capturing. So you can use it for if you're taking Instagram videos and reposting, or if you are putting a layover over some content that you're creating or anything like that, because content is power. You know, content's king. And then I would say Google Calendar. Like 100% block scheduling, but block scheduling. It's you block out time each day that you know you have to eat, you know you have rest, you know that you have to get this work done, and then you put details into each of those. And that'll make your life so much easier. Like when you plan for like 3 months down the line.
You plan like that?
Now I am, yeah. And it's working wonders. I've gotten more done in this past week than I have in months. Like it's really incredible. Block scheduling and planning. It's called back planning. So you find out what your goal is. I want to make $40,000 per month on October 2nd of 2019. Okay, how do you get there? Well, I'm going to need to hire this person, this person, and this person. Well, how am I going to be able to hire those people? I need to make X amount of dollars. How am I going to make X amount of dollars to get to hire those people to make that $40,000? Well, I have to release this product. How do I release that product? I have to release this opt-in and get this many emails. And then what am I going to do behind that? Email campaigns. And through those email campaigns, how am I going to provide value? Okay, let's push it back to content. How do I create that content? Final Cut Pro. You know what I mean? So it's like bum, 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 all the way through to the end of, hey, I'm making $40,000 now, and it's because I set it up. I knew I was going to make $40,000. And that's kind of the number one piece of technology. Backwards planning. And 3 month, just like create these goals in Google Calendar, block scheduling.
I see you're excited.
Yeah. This shit gets me pumped.
What is the fastest way to get to the 10,000?
$10,000
a month.
$10,000 a month.
Yes.
High ticket products. All you have to do is get somebody on a phone call, get all their pains and frustrations to show, and to remove all of their limiting beliefs, and sell them on whether that's coaching. Coaching's big, right? So if you're a fitness professional, coach people online. You'll make $10,000 quick per month. If you know a lot about life and you know how to accomplish a lot and really touch the lives of others, whether it's psychology or whatever it is, hit that niche with coaching. I would never tell anybody to go into something if they don't know about it, right? But it's high ticket, so anything really $500 or more, you know, any type of product, even $300 for coaching you can do. You just don't want to suck up too much time.
Yes, personal time.
Yeah, and you want to be able to offer more value, small amount of time with a lot of money involved.
You mentioned limiting beliefs. What were some limiting beliefs that you had to overcome?
Oh man, I'm not smart enough. I don't look good enough. Now I think I'm the most handsome man in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not good looking enough. I'm not fast enough. I am not loved enough. People don't trust me. I'm too weak. I have no experience. No, I have no experience is a huge one. You know that. A lot of clients, like, they're like, but I don't have experience. I'm not an expert. Who defines you as being an expert? Who? It's
you.
not. Yeah, it's not your peers. It's not your competition. If your competition is telling you you're not an expert, it's because you're true competition and you have something that's valuable. And so that's really the limiting belief. I'm not an expert. I'm not good enough in this industry. Those two. Powerful stuff.
Yeah, strange, but we all think that we are not good enough.
Yeah. It's because we don't practice. We're not vulnerable enough. We're not authentic enough. Like, if you want to scream at the top of your lungs at one point and you're outside and there's people around, what are you going to think of? Well, this person's going to think that I'm weird. This girl that I just looked at that's very beautiful, or guy, however you roll, they're going to think, they're not going to be attracted to me because I say that. And like, I have to wear these type of shoes because of this. You know, I don't care about the socks that I wear. I'll wear 15 different colored socks anytime I want. You know, I remember even in high school, I used to wear a tank top sometimes out, and it was hot out. And also, I was building a body. I was like, I'm feeling free, cool. But I had friends that would be like, Brennan, like you never wear a regular shirt. Like you got to stop doing that. Why? You know why? And that it all like closes us into like this prison that we can't get out of in our lives. And once you break out of that prison and you're unique and you're vulnerable and you're authentic, that is where like, shit, I have no way else to put it. Be vulnerable and be authentic.
Wow, great. I have last question for you, but you don't have kids yet. So the question goes like this: if you have kids, just pretend you have only 5 seconds to live. What message would you send to your kids? But now you don't have kids.
If I had kids, I can tell you.
What? What would you say?
No matter how tough your life becomes, know that your true self is happiness, joyful, vulnerable, authentic, and that anything that stands in your way can be accomplished because millions of others before you have done the exact same thing. Go. And that's it.
Great. And what would be the last words you would like to hear from your father?
From my father?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. You are 26 years old, only watch Warrior Family Show. Follow him on his social media. You will have everything in show notes. I'm happy to have you on my show. See you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
again.
that. Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Yeah.